A dispute between Catholic Charities and the state of Wisconsin has made its way to the U.S. Supreme Court. At issue whether religiously affiliated nonprofits that don't teach religion should qualify for the same tax exemptions as churches. Joining us now is attorney Stephen Montoya, partner at Montoya, Lucero, and Pastor. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's talk about this thing. This is proselytizing. State tax exemption involves Catholic Charities. Give me a 30,000-foot view, and we'll go from there.
It's an interesting case. I think I've listened to the oral argument a couple of times, and here are the facts of the case. A private nonprofit, a Catholic charity, it's affiliated with the Catholic Church. It is motivated by ideals of Christianity, was disallowed from a local state tax exemption because even though the motivation was religious, the service that they were providing, the activity they were providing was not religious, and that was basically feeding the poor because all kinds of individuals and entities feed the poor without any religious motivation. So the Supreme Court of Wisconsin said, even though they are religious and they're motivated based upon a religion, because what they're doing is not conducting the Mass or praying or doing something explicitly, almost uniquely religious, they're not subject to the exemption. I think the Supreme Court's going to disagree.
Yeah, I was going to get to that in a second here, but as far as Wisconsin is concerned, they're basically saying what? It's the Catholic Charities, they serve and they employ non-Catholics.
They do, and that's true. But the reason why they do that, there's in a lot of religions, it's practice your religion based upon your action, not based upon your word. Feeding the poor, employing people, that's a charitable thing. And as you know, or as you may know, one of the three Christian virtues is charity. The sun shines on the believers and non-believers alike, and so does Catholic charity according to them.
Does work, the Catholic Charities does work that a non-religious group could and would do. How much of an impact there?
I don't think it's going to have a big impact because traditionally Christian organizations have conducted charitable activities. For example, if you trace the history of hospitals in the Middle East and also in Europe, they were all founded by churches. So the fact that they're not praying or proselytizing, I don't think is relevant.
I was going to ask the next one was the idea of not trying to sway those you serve. Again, Wisconsin saw a factor there. U.S. Supreme Court, what do you think?
I don't think they do because a tenet of Catholicism is not to proselytize. Feeding the poor is spreading the gospel by action rather than deed, and that's a valid religious philosophy according to the court. I think this whole area of law needs to be reworked because the court is having to define religion, and the court has said over and over again, we're not going to define religion, but the court is defining religion in all of these cases, and I'm against the court defining religion, and I'll explain why. Because there are a lot of religions the public disagrees with vehemently. For example, I disagree with the First Church of Satan, and I don't want it to be tax exempt. I don't want the First Church of Satan's flag flying at City Hall along with the cross or the Star of David. So I say leave them all out. I'm against all of I'm for religion, I'm a Catholic myself, but I think these exemptions force the government to define religion, and I think that's a bad thing. I believe in separation of church and state.
I think Justice Kagan actually brought that up too. What are we doing here? Are we defining religion? Because this is not what we do.
They say they don't, but they do.
Okay, the implications of this, and especially in things like Catholic run, but not necessarily Catholic restricted hospitals and other things in the community, other religious things in the community associated with the religion, but not proselytizing, and it's not a place of worship.
It's problematic. That has come up too. For example, I work right by St. Joseph's Hospital, and 3 of my kids were born there. It has a couple of crosses right on the top. They don't perform abortions there because it violates the tenets of Catholicism. Does that mean all of their employees are tax exempt? I think not, for the reasons I've already articulated. However, if and when the court rules in favor of this Catholic charity, the next thing that's going to happen is maybe a free clinic offering medical services to the poor will claim tax exemption.
That's where I was going next. I mean, does this limit the ability to keep groups from claiming, hey, I should get an exemption here?
I don't think it does, and that's why I'm against it. And I don't think it does because to say, oh yes, it does, really forces the court to do what it has promised not to do, and that is to define religion. And I'm against the court defining religion.
Okay, decision maybe what, end of June, something like that?
Yeah, end of June. I think it's probably going to be a unanimous decision for the petitioner. When I was listening to the oral argument, I was actually surprised they took the case. The only reason why they did take the case is because they were reversing the Wisconsin Supreme Court. They did not want to allow that decision to stand.
When you listen to the arguments and such, it sounded, at least the reports were, sounded like the liberal justices were also very interested in this and also swayed by Catholic Charities.
No, I think they were, but I think that both Justice Jackson and Justice Sotomayor were a little bit more sympathetic to the argument that I've been trying to articulate, that the government really needs to stay out of this and treat all these entities alike. I don't believe that religion should be elevated above other forms of free expression.
With that in mind, last question here. If it doesn't have to be unanimous, it's obvious, it looks like to me like it's going to pass.
Correct.
When it goes through, what's next?
What's next is the Catholic Free Clinic says, hey, we're not going to pay taxes anymore either, because even though we're serving everyone and some of our servants are a-religious, it falls under this precedent.
Yeah, Stephen Montoya, Lucero, and Pastor. Always good to speak with you about these constitutional issues. Good to have you here.
Thank you, sir.